The neon buzz of Jackson, California, hummed like a drunk hornet's nest on a bad acid trip. Main Street was a glorious shit show. Pawn shops peddling knockoff jewelry, apartments that smelled like fermented coffee creamer, a Wells Fargo that probably foreclosed on its own soul, and bars so divey you needed scuba gear, a tetanus shot, and a lawyer just to enter. The whole strip glowed under those obnoxious sodium lights that make every face look like it's painted in technical shades of orange and white. At the heart of it all squatted the Fargo, a joint across from the bank that was named with the imagination of a sober accountant. No relation, of course, just two turds polishing each other in the same sad river. I was 22 or 23, young enough to believe free booze and bar pussy were a solid retirement plan. My favorite sister, Amber, ran the bar at the Fargo. 6 years older, built like a short, angry fire plug with the fuse already lit and twice as ready to go off if you looked at her wrong. She could pour a shot with one hand and flip you the bird with the other without spilling a drop. Her roommate May worked across the street at the main event. Fake tits, high heels, and the kind of attitude that could start a full blown bar fight just by walking past the pool table. May held a special place in my heart, and a couple other places, but she's a story for another night. Between those two bars, I spent most of my time three sheets to the wind and hunting for the next way to fuck myself over. Biker weekend hit like a chrome plated STD. The rumor mill was running hotter than a meth lab in July. Old ladies at the diner clutched their purses like the leather bound horde was going to snatch their social security checks and their dentures in the same grab. Cops started practicing their move along speeches in the mirror, and every local with a conspiracy theory and half a brain cell was convinced the town was about to become the setting of a post apocalyptic porno. Bikers were being compared to modern day Vikings, raiding, pillaging, plundering, and revving their engines well after 10 p.m. It was projected that as many as 2,000 of these midnight prowlers, these sons of anarchy, as I've often heard them referred to, would be gracing our fair town with their ever menacing presence. Parking spots turned into bike pileups that looked like metal orgies. The local parks became a war zone of leather, complete with actual fights on the baseball field that drew bigger crowds than the high school games. At this point in my life, I had very little experience with anything resembling your typical biker. I had dealt mainly with rednecks, hillbillies, drunks, dope fiends, potheads, and Native Americans. I had somehow completely missed the chapter on bikers up until this point.